Welcome back to Play the Hits. How you doing tonight, Nick?
I am doing great.
Sweet. We're going to erase my test save here, and we're just going to dive right in. Nick, what is our hero's name?
What is our hero's name? Well, it can't be... Well, let's see here.
There was Web Thor.
It can't be Link. Can't be Zelda. I think this save file will be named Thor.
Web Thor or just Thor?
Just Thor. Just Thor.
All caps.
I'm open to good ideas, however.
Is there an exclamation point?
That's how I
There it
would
is.
speak in all caps there.
There we are.
That sounds about right. That's about how Thor signed off on a message board. I'm telling you, Attack of the Clones was the best of all 6 Star Wars! Exclamation point.
I am Thor. The wizard of Gagnim.
So who exactly is she talking to right now?
I don't know. It's kind of unclear as to what... Because clearly your uncle is hearing this, too, because he sets out for the castle.
And then you wake up, or is it to the player? Or
I'm almost wondering... Yeah, Thor! I'm going out. I'm almost wondering if their house isn't equipped with some kind of loudspeaker.
It's just being broadcast throughout the entire kingdom. Look at this ramshackle peasant house.
Yeah, right? With one bed for 2 men.
I assume his uncle sleeps on the table.
Yeah, he was actually in the middle of sleeping when you saw that. God, I'm poor.
Well, we have no food to cook, so that'll make breakfast easy.
He's brandishing a knife that he is preparing to use on Link. Oh, I was totally taking this to the castle.
I like to imagine they had to pawn everything in the house before that point in the story.
Yeah, right. That's
Like
the reason for the lack of furniture. It was the only thing keeping the house warm. So now, what does he mean here? Save the princess. Zelda is your ...
Destiny?
Oh, is that... I always figured there was like some kind of secret relationship there that we don't know about.
Yeah, like it seems like the next word in that sentence should be sister. But
yeah, right. Your grandmother.
She's your Siri.
Yeah, right. Cyrilla. Emir Von Everest would make a great final boss for this game.
Wouldn't he?
He simply waves his hand and has you executed.
He just has you arrested.
Right. Who do you think you are?
Every few days he comes down to the dungeon and just watches them torture you.
Right.
That's his crash attack, you know.
The faintest glimpse of a smile flashes across his face before he proceeds back to his chambers. This is the most depressing Zelda ever.
This Soul Calibur character is overpowered. Please nerf him.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, these obscenely powerful pots.
Yeah, seriously, they're way stronger than your sword until I think like the tempered sword.
So I like the fact that Link is just going into the castle and private property, mind you, and
yeah, right.
murdering these guards. And after the game is over, like this is never brought up afterward.
Yeah, and it's implied too that the guards like aren't in control of their actions, so they can feel everything he's doing to them without the ability to make it stop.
Please, sir, please. Oh, I won't fall for that this time. This arrow's going straight in your eye. At least tell my wife I loved her.
She'll know nothing about your death, except that you were a coward. Link shows up to her house, hands her his helmet, and he's like, he died like a bitch. Link is just a horrible man.
We are off the rails already.
He died like a bitch. Your husband was a coward and died a coward's death. I'm not sorry.
Stay tuned for episode 2, where Link takes the magic powder and just turns every guard into a mushroom creature and just leaves them.
He then hires a maintenance man to tend to the yard. So they have to watch as he slowly picks and takes the heads off of each of their friends.
This is getting dark.
This is getting real dark. How are you doing, Nick?
Ooh, better than the last few guards, that's for sure.
Yep. Probably better than me, too, right now, considering I'm fucking a vegetable, basically.
Not literally, right?
No, I am not having sex with vegetables. I am a vegetable.
I gotcha.
So for those who have not heard the story yet, all 2 of our listeners...
3, thank you.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Christy.
Oh.
I managed to tear my meniscus yesterday at the gym, and so now I'm got to keep my leg elevated and iced, and I can't wait to start gaining weight as I wait for it to heal.
Well, you could just not eat.
Nick, who the hell do you think you're talking to? I'm an Italian.
Oh, okay, right.
Eating is how I deal with shit. Probably why I never lose any weight despite working out.
Hey, any idea on what you want to get to eat when I visit Bloomington next week?
Oh, we're going to Homie Hot Pot for sure.
Okay, cool.
We have any listeners in Bloomington, eat at Homie Hot Pot.
Oh goodness, that place is. I'm assuming they've had to have raised their prices by now. What was it? It was like
nope, it's the same.
It was like the Joseph A. Bank of hot pots and sushi. I mean, you come in, you pay $20, you get 7 rolls of sushi, 3 things of hot pot, 8 pairs of socks, and 3 suits.
Yeah, right. More than any human can eat, especially for $20.
However, once you overstay your welcome, they will inform you it's time to go.
Yeah, right. In like that kind of vaguely Asian passive-aggressive way. Oh,
no, he was.
You still here?
he was very straight up about the fact. I believe his exact words were, "You're done. You need to leave."
Oh, that's right, because they had other people waiting at that point.
They did. They did.
So
yeah.
You guys are done. Yeah, I guess. Is my 3-year-old still eating? Is that a problem? No, the service there is actually pretty decent, and yeah, it is every bit as delicious as the last time you were here.
I mean, come on. They need to flip that table. They're not making money with us just standing there talking about how good the food was.
Yeah, right.
I mean, honestly, if were it us, I mean, you probably would have started dropping some profanities at that point, and I probably would have physically started pushing them out the door.
That's true. I don't suppose there's any way you can pay you gentlemen in a compliment. Oh, that's very nice, but no. No, you get out and never come back. Shit.
So, would Sarah be okay eating, because of sushi and whatnot?
Oh, yeah, they have plenty of cooked rolls. She's good.
Okay, cool.
Hello.
Because I don't want to impose, because I can do that just as well as I can do, what is that, Uncle Frank's endless seafood trough?
Oh, yeah, that bathtub full of seafood.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. They just hand you a bag full of, miscellaneous sea creatures and tell you to have a good time.
Right. We also have to get you to Food Truck Friday if you make it by lunch on Friday.
My plan right now is to leave at like 4 a.m. on Friday morning.
Yeah, you'll be there for lunch.
Yeah, maybe even breakfast. Well, you know me. I'm all about the suppers in Bloomington.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So yeah, the first part of this game's gonna go by pretty breezy. It's not until the Dark World that I start losing my bearings a little bit, usually around the Ice Cavern.
Now, I once wrote a 50-page guide on this game, so...
Were you a GameFAQs contributor?
Just for that particular game.
Nice. Alright, well, I'll rely on you for those parts then. Though this is a game that I've had, like, semi-annual, like, conversations with,
You can do this by muscle memory.
Pretty much. I mean, most of it.
Yeah, well, you got me in the back seat here, so...
yeah, between the two of us, shouldn't be that difficult.
So, conversation starter here. So, notice we had a little disagreement about Final Fantasy IX being the best Final Fantasy in the series. I was a little confused about that.
So clearly you've never played Final Fantasy V, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, it was a great game. I fully admit. But wasn't Final Fantasy IX, so therefore it couldn't have been the best. But
Well, see, I was just funny. I was just thinking the same thing about FF9. I mean, it's like, man, this
boy,
game would be perfect if it were just a little bit more FF5.
this is exactly like a Trump-Hillary debate, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone has already made up their decision going in, and we're just pleasuring ourselves by arguing.
Now,
No,
if
no one
only I
is-
could stand behind you, looking on disapprovingly.
Quick side note here. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world when you could get back into this room and break down those walls.
Oh yeah, with the bombs.
Well, I mean, you can also run into them with the Pegasus boots to.
Oh,
you know.
true that.
Yeah,
Son of a
but
bitch. Oh, are
I'd
we gonna
played this
die
game
already?
like 10 times over before I'd learned. Are you gonna get killed by a rat?
I think I am.
Well, just
These
don't
rats are
engage.
being stingy with the hearts.
Just don't engage. They're
Getting
not gonna give you
hearts.
hearts.
They're gonna give me hearts, Nick. I can feel
They
it.
don't drop hearts. This is like the
Oh.
last rat you gotta fight, except for these two.
He won't drop a heart, but he's got 5. Did I just fucking die at the rats? That's hilarious.
The last rat, mind you.
The last rat.
Did you have a boomerang?
No, I missed the boomerang too, because I wasn't paying. Oh wait, no, I have the boomerang. Son of a bitch. Okay, so we're off to a great start, much like Castlevania.
There goes the speed run. We'll never get the world record now.
Have you seen the world record run on this game?
It's like a minute and a half. It's like a glitch run of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's the fun
It's
in that?
it's that glitch where you take the pot and like I think you throw it off of the balcony in the throne room when you jump off. And,
Oh, real? And yeah, it like transports you to the dark world instantly.
You end up in the Pyramid of Darkness, and you can just kind of walk past Ganon into the Triforce room.
That's hilarious. I don't think I've
So-
seen that run. I think the closest one I watched, they actually fought Ganon.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I enjoy speed runs that are to each their own, but I enjoy speed runs that involve actually playing the game. Like,
Oh
I've
yeah,
never been.
I like actually watching like the 100% speed runs. Those are my favorite because you actually see the insane amount of skill on display versus just exploiting glitches.
I remember watching like this is the moment I fell out of love with speed runs. I was watching this video for Fallout 3 completed in like 30 some minutes, and I thought to myself, okay, all right, so maybe they get out of the vault early and they just like run straight to the vault for the end game. Maybe that's what it is. No, it just involved like glitching into a door and then walking out of programming and like stumbling into the end credits or something.
Nice.
It's like, oh, that was disappointing.
Yeah, I hate that.
But again, to each
I mean,
their
again,
own.
yeah, I admire the technical mastery of the game, but at the same time, I'm here
Well-
to actually enjoy the gameplay.
Well, I mean, come on, like finding a way to break a Bethesda game is like,
Yeah, right. You shouldn't feel that accomplished.
finding an innovative way to pour cereal.
Cereal,
Anywho,
little bitch.
so where is Final Fantasy IX on your like top 3?
Let me think here.
Okay, that's just. Oh, I thought that was snakes. All right, cool.
No, I'm pretty sure. Well, I know. I guess the left one is snakes. Let me think here. My favorite Final Fantasies tend to fluctuate quite a bit, but probably it's at least in the top 4. I love 5, obviously. 9, 4, and 12. Those are my tops, but not in that particular order. 5 usually holds pretty firmly to my favorite.
Oh, 5, 4, and 12.
Yeah, 5, 4, 12, 9. And again, not in that particular order. I'm wafting.
Understandable. For me, I think it was that 9 is what got me into Final Fantasy in the first place. Like,
Oh, really?
I
I
saw.
always thought you were into it back in the SNES days.
No, I worked my way backwards.
I
think I
gotcha.
first saw Final Fantasy IX. I saw 2 minutes of the gameplay at a cousin's house, and I was just
Sold.
in love with the game.
Yeah.
Fully committed. I ended up trying to buy a PlayStation during the Christmas season
Nice.
in order just to play that. And of course, like, this was little Nicholas with his paper route money, so like
Nice.
I had to use 6 to 9 months of all of my little paper route funds in order to get the PlayStation and this one game. I bought Final Fantasy IX from Sears back when they sold video games, and it
Oh
just
yeah,
sat
I
on
remember
my
that. They actually
shelf.
had a pretty decent selection too. The
Well, they
Defiant
did,
Sears.
yeah. Well, here, I'll do you one better. Kroger's actually had a video game rental section.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, well, at least the Defiance Kroger's did. Yeah,
That's
the 90s
awesome.
were fun times.
I gotta say, I'm a little bit amazed that you and I never ran into each other just out and about before college.
You know, well, yeah, I feel like I would have remembered you, right?
Yeah, I would have been the 6-year-old saying fuck.
Are we brothers? Anyways, so, anywho, oh, hey, bombs, cool. I thought you had to get those in a dungeon, but I'm thinking of Ocarina of Time. 9 for me, I felt just had a little bit of everything.
9 was fantastic. Is fantastic.
Yeah, I felt like 9 was a good return to form for the series. Like you had 7, which was different but good, and then 8, which was kind of
Yeah,
it was all
8 I played pretty much purely for the story. The gameplay in that one didn't really do it for me. I mean, the junction system was just too easy to exploit.
9 kind of took all the elements that made the series great and
made them great again.
Make Gaia great again.
Yeah, the nice thing about Final Fantasy is even if it's not like the greatest game series of all time, I gotta say, it ages extraordinarily well. Like, I pop FF4 in, and I still have as much fun with it as I did when I first played it. It's kind of the same thing as this game, you know, it just ages...
timeless.
Yeah, right. And like, I look at it, and even the graphics, like, yeah, they're very clearly 16-bit, but I don't find them ugly in any way. Like, I look at a PS2 game, and I think, wow, how drab and flat does this look?
Well, I mean, yeah, let's remember that Cloud essentially had bowling pins for arms.
Yeah. PS1 graphics do. Though, even PS1 with kind of its, like, ultra-pixely 3D still holds a little bit of charm for me, because I think they knew that they couldn't quite get really realistic character models, so they just went ahead and were comfortable with the super deformed look, which I kind of enjoyed.
I really respect when a game in a series doesn't play it safe and it tries to do something fundamentally different than its predecessor.
Yeah. I love that guy. He just doesn't even say anything. He just looks at you. Anyway, sorry, I cut you off. Doing different than his predecessor.
I don't know I don't know how to follow that up.
Just the random asshole.
Can you imagine that lady outside the house just sweeping, and then she just smells smoke and gunpowder?
She just hears a very faint. What was that?
There's this guy. Oh, it wasn't me. I'm Chris Hansen for Dateline NBC. Sir, I just want to talk to you for just a moment. Have a seat.
Have a seat, sir. Okay, we're up to 2.
Wow, well, we got 2 bottles, so we're pretty much invincible at this point.
What's really great is when you get the Pegasus boots and you can just fucking chase him around
chase him down, right? I know what the thumbnail for the video is going to be.
Yeah, right? That poor loser.
Now, if only we could find a way to combine that scene with the scene from Seinfeld with Jerry stealing the marble rye from the lady.
It's Thor! Yeah. He took my marble rye!
Oh,
so
but
speaking of things that age incredibly well, I saw an episode of Seinfeld just on TV randomly the other day.
Seinfeld is timeless.
I was like, I'm going to watch like 5 minutes of this. You know, the whole episode later and half of the next one. I realized I should probably get to work. It
is still very relevant, and it's still really funny. And
yeah,
I don't know, Jerry Seinfeld's like that though. I mean, he's a comedic master
for sure. Like his stand-up, if you've ever seen like one of his recent like post-Seinfeld specials, it's still really good. I mean, his observational humor is just spot on.
Yeah, he's the king of observational humor, and he's also the best I've ever seen at... Oh, God, I'm going to butcher this, which is ironic. He's the best comic at taking complicated ideas or concepts and putting them into words.
Yeah, he boils down ideas in a really creative way.
Yeah, I mean, he's great at, like, he says something, you're like, that's what I'm trying to say, but I just couldn't find the words.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's still funny too. It's not like some other comedians that are just kind of still. I mean, it's not like Gallagher going out there with the Sledge-o-matic and make it still be, which he still does apparently.
Right. I was gonna say though, even as you were saying though, I am still laughing. So there's something to be said for Gallagher, I guess.
I saw Gallagher live about.
You're
3 years
shitting
ago.
me. No way.
No, he was in Defiance at the county fair.
Oh, poor Gallagher.
Oh my God.
I mean, I guess you can do worse than the Defiance County Fair, but not much worse.
Like when I saw him, and I went with my mother, because childhood and whatnot. We both watched Gallagher, and I thought the Sledge-o-matic was the most amusing thing as a child.
As a child,
I liked the part where he smashed the watermelon.
Remember when it exploded?
Oh gosh, I could watch that on repeat on my little VHS ever.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, he was at the Defiance County Fair, and I swear to God, he was just drunk as a skunk.
I was just gonna guess.
I mean, he came out of his trailer. There was no introduction. He goes right up on the stage. He looks disheveled. I swear he's wearing sweatpants. I mean, he didn't look like Gallagher. He looked like Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
He then pissed himself and exited the stage.
Hey, yo, Fryman! What you think about Soviet Russia? Anyways, I was so looking forward to it, and I just my heart sunk. Don't ever meet your heroes, let me tell you.
Unless it's Weird Al, strangely enough. Weird Al puts on a hell of a show, and he's an extraordinarily decent human being, as it turns out. He was the first concert I ever went to. He did a charity concert in Toledo. So it was free. He owed nobody there anything. But he still... Oh, I got my money back. Whatever. But still, after the show, he was signing autographs and being, super cool. And, I was, this nerdy-ass, 10-year-old. And I was with my dad. And
that is not how the Gallagher thing ended at all.
I can just picture Gallagher. Hey, kid, you got any money? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I got my paper out money right here. That'll work. Work for what? Work for me. I'm Gallagher, bitch. That's not what Gallagher sounds like at all, is it?
God, I wonder what he's doing right now.
Wouldn't it be great he's watching this show?
Yeah, I remember that kid.
Those guys are really fucking funny. Chester and Nathan. Yeah.
Hey, wow, we got one subscriber. I think it's Gallagher. Nope, that was
Gallagher.
Right. I just wanted to thank you guys for giving me the most media coverage I've had since Clinton office.
Well, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, but I gotta catch one more episode of Castlevania here.
Hey guys, this is Gallagher here. Just wanted to let you know I really enjoy your shtick, and gotta say the only complaint I have about your Zelda stream is there wasn't a Knuckles part, but
We've got 4 more episodes. We can get a Knuckles. Do you understand the legend? I love how they quiz you, Do you understand everything I have just said to you? Yes, ma'am. No, not at all.
I read it and I still don't understand it. Well, too bad, because this is as much backstory as you're going to get.
Oh, man. Fucking Gallagher.
Concluding the Gallagher story, so, he is just straight up still doing the bits he used to do back in, the 80s. I mean, he's doing Cold War jokes, and there's
awesome.
There's, high school kids there that are
to, a room full of millennials. What the fuck is the Cold War?
You can't say... You can't say that. That's homophobic.
Yeah, right.
There's all this stuff that did not.
Shut up, queer.
He's making jokes about the Cold War, and it's. And I'm.
Wouldn't it be great? He messaged us, "Hey guys, worked really hard on that bit." Oh god, Gallagher, if you're out there, man, come be on our show. We'll make it work.
I'm having trouble getting my dog to be a guest on the show, but apparently Thor and Rex's appearance fees are very high for dogs.
I'm forgetting how to get these. Oh, I've got to exit out and reset them, don't I?
Yep. So anyways, so we keep going through the bits here, and we get to the end, and he's doing the Sledge-o-matic, and he makes the mistake of letting some kids on stage to pound things.
Never a good
hammer.
idea.
So anyways, one of the kids ends up breaking the Sledge-o-matic, and
And then he cried and threw up.
and then Gallagher's like, and I kid you not, his exact words were, "All right, well, dickhead over here."
Dickhead just broke the Sledge-o-matic. Oh god.
Oh my god. So dickhead over here broke the hammer so the show's up. He didn't sign autographs or nothing. He just laughed.
Lose my shit right now.
He walked right back to his trailer. After like 3 minutes of awkward silence, we realized this was not part of the show. We just picked up our stuff and left.
Oh my god. Gallagher just fucking went home. Oh man.
Now, mind you, we sat for like an hour through like the 4-H program's crowning of the king and queen of like the cattle or whatever. For 4-H, great organization. I didn't give a damn about whatever was going on as they were parading these farm animals. I was like, bring on Gallagher!
Bring Gallagher! Gallagher!
That's how the night ended. Well, dickhead over here broke the hammer, so show's over.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
That is. I was gonna relate this to a story about how I was at a Weezer concert, accidentally stole Rivers Cuomo's pen when he autographed, but that's just not the same. Like I get to the back of the line, and I look back to the front, and Rivers is just like looking everywhere for a pen. I'm like, oh shit. I mean, I'm sure someone eventually gave him one, but he's like getting ready to sign the next autograph, and he's like, "Did someone seriously just steal my pen? I didn't even mean to walk off with it. I just."
Well, dickhead over here stole the pen.
Stole the pen, so no more autographs.
Are over with.
Rivers just disappears and leaves the pen.
Just flips the table over and just leaves.
Yeah, right. There's another celebrity that's actually really chill, or group of celebrities, I guess. Weezer. Never get a chance to go to one of their concerts. Hey, there we are. Whole reason we came in here.
Is Weezer retired or something?
Oh no, they're still going. I think they released a new album maybe a year or two ago.
I was trying to remember if they're one of those bands that like retire and then they go back on tour like a year later.
Oh yeah, I think Weezer's one of those ones that'll be touring.
I know. Slayer's done that a few times, haven't they?
I was never big into Slayer, actually.
You never played Doom?
Well, yeah, but I mean, doesn't mean I instantly went out and like went goth and bought a Slayer album.
Well, you pretty much heard all of Slayer because like all of Doom's soundtrack is just straight up Slayer.
Hey, did you play the new Doom?
No, but
I hear good things actually.
It's great. It's great. For not saying a single word, Doom Guy is like the perfect protagonist. He emotes his character completely silent and through hand gestures, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, so Doom 3 I did play back in college with you remember Chris Hudson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played Doom 3 with him.
What happened to him?
And that wasn't half bad, but again, it kind of deviated from the feel of the old Dooms. I hear the new one recaptures it fairly well, and what you were saying, mainly by having a silent protagonist that just kind of takes everything not quite seriously.
Well, Doom, had started to get stale at about Doom 3, and I think that's when id Software started to unravel, and that's when both the, John Romero and John Carmack split ways, right?
I think so. Again, not big on the whole history of it. I actually played it, the original Doom and Doom 2, at Max's house on his brother's computer, and I was like blown away at the level of technical achievement for, 1995.
Well, I mean, heck, Doom was the first game to ever have online deathmatch,
Really?
Oh, God. Yeah,
I'm learning all kinds of shit tonight.
That was huge. Doom was the first computer game of relevance to actually get going, internet link to link, so you could get, 4-way, 16-way Doom parties going across the internet through your modem.
No shit.
Huge thing back then, yeah. And if I remember correctly, John Carmack, who like this sorcerer scientist of computer programming, was the one who figured all this out.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna chance, look up John Carmack. He is amazing. Well, the whole John duo there was really interesting. How much do you know of like the whole Doom history?
Really, like, I just kind of know it to be like one of the most misunderstood series of all time, just because of its association with Columbine.
Right.
Like that is when people think Doom, that's what they think. Oh man, that Satan game that corrupts the youth.
Right.
And really, like, so much of Doom is completely tongue-in-cheek.
Tongue-in-cheek along the lines of...
Well, just like the ultra-violence.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, so...
I mean,
so
like, it's basically a heavy metal music video come to life.
Yeah, so, so you had John Romero, who was like the big idea guy, and then you had John Carmack, was the guy who was always getting the technology up to par with John Romero's ideas. They had their in-studio artist who was with them from when they started the company. He actually used to work as, I think, like a nurse in a hospital. Huh. So he would get like all these gory photos of like, you know, dismemberment victims and car crash victims, and he'd make them into like Doom characters.
Really?
Yeah, that's why like it was so gory looking, is because like
Sure.
this guy loved this stuff.
That's interesting. So, I did not know that either.
Yeah,
History of Doom.
John Carmack also. did you know 10 things about Doom?
Yeah,
you did. Right. God, why do I have to do one of those bits in every freaking stream?
Here's your top 10 unknown facts about Doom.
Yeah, here's your 7 facts you've already heard numerous times from other videos.
Did you know?
Okay, I'll kind of end it on this. Hey, if you talk to the apprentice witch in there, she'll refill your health.
Sweet. Let's do that.
But anyways, John Carmack was the one to get Mario 3 running on an emulator on the computer.
Yes, that I did know, right? And they were like actually getting prepped to do like a licensed PC port for Nintendo, and it fell through. Yep.
Yeah, and Nintendo was like, yeah, we don't really want to do that.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and stick to our multi-million-dollar hardware.
Yeah, so they just ended up repurposing that into Commander Keen, and then, you know, made a bundle anyways.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yeah.
Does it actually take a set amount of time, or do I just have to go like 2 screens away?
Oh, you have to go inside.
I have to go inside. I thought I already did that, but let's give it another shot.
No, because I think the magic powder is literally inside. It's next to the apprentice.
Aha, you are correct. Good call. See, this is why we're working together on this. Together we are functional.
You, you got the mushroom powder?
Hey, I heard you maybe sell, you're here for the mushroom powder? Yeah, but, no, I mean, like, a health potion, and I'll take some mushroom powder if you have it. Okay, here's your, health potion, and, here, she slides it across the table with her pinky, is your mushroom powder. Under the table, he hands her a bag of, like, 300 rupees.
You guys
the rest of the game is just Link at home staring at the wall while snorting mushroom powder.
He's got his wife beater on, and
right. He keeps getting those like psychic visions. Link, I'm trapped in the castle. Oh man, the voices are back. There we go.
This is some good shit, man.
Yeah, this is some good shit.
I've either taken too much of this or not enough.
All of a sudden, the voice changes. Link, do me.
Dude, it's been like 6 days I haven't eaten. Where's Uncle? Just cuts to the scene of his like uncle's skeleton. Just still.
It's still got the sword. He left a note and everything. Link, if you find my corpse, then it is already too late. You are the world's only hope. Take this sword. Zelda is your ... I
like to think that the uncle was like supposed to be the original hero, but like within the first 30
right. Things just went really wrong.
freaking legs.
Yeah, that's right.
At this point, Link is not sent for help, mind you.
No. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Like, Uncle was, like, supposed to be the real champion of Hyrule, and he just broke his leg on the way down the first pit.
Link,
Oh god,
Link,
son
go.
of a bitch!
All right, Link, go for help. Come on, Link, go.
What? No, that's my sword. What are you doing?
Oh,
Link.
no, actually, Rex got excited. He thought I was telling him to go for help. What? Go for help!
We're talking police or ambulance? Nick, you gotta be specific. Nick.
Geez, Nick, I don't really want to get involved. You know, things like this. I'm just a dog, man. I can't. I don't want a record.
They already know who I am. I'm in the database. I'm not going back to jail, Nick.
Who is they, Rex?
They.
This freaking dog. This dog spent like 2 nights of his entire life in a cage.
That's hilarious.
He, when I first brought him home, I was trying to get him acclimated to, you know, living here, and so I'd put him in the cage at night. At which point he'd cry because he's the world's most needy dog.
Yep.
So I would, for 2 nights, I went down onto the floor and I put my nose in the cage, so he could like lick my nose and then put his nose against my nose and then go to sleep. And we'd lay there like that, nose to nose, the entire night.
That's adorable, Nick.
It is kind of cute, isn't it?
I was gonna say, like, this episode went from dark to rib splitting hilarious to kind of sweet.
Right?
Oh.
I wish I had a flash animation there, but yeah, so I'd lay there and we'd sleep nose to nose. I'd wake up and pretend my neck was not killing me. And eventually I just decided, all right, Rex, you're sleeping on the couch with Dad.
Dickhead here broke the cage.
This this dog, though, he was... Yeah, cool. I wasn't going to sleep in the cage. But...
Hey, that's enough. That's enough.
I like this trap, these bowling balls of doom.
Yeah, right? Who built this?
Harkin, I guess.
Oh god, fucking Harkin.
We need to, by the way, do a Mass Effect stream. I don't know why we didn't just lead with that tonight.
Yeah, one of these days. But, that, you know, if we play one, we gotta play all 3.
Well, oh, absolutely. We absolutely need to go through the trilogy. I mean, 1 will take not very long because, you know, it's 1.
Yeah, I mean, you can really skip most of the non-party related side quests in that game. They're kind of samey.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool, but it was cool for its time, but it wasn't exactly anything revolutionary.
Now 2, we're fucking doing everything.
Oh, abso-freaking-lutely. Yeah, I mean, you don't go to the collector base until you've looted every single first aid kit in the game.
Damn straight.
Every loyalty mission.
We're gonna mine those planets for all their resources. Actually, come here, you. Nope.
Pick a fight with Joker and belittle him at every single opportunity.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I was going for the fairy to trap in a bottle, but whatever.
Oh, come on. Do you really need that for the Armos Knights boss?
Probably not, but
I mean, this is one of those Nintendo games that's an amazing adventure, but it's way, way too easy.
I don't know. It has. Apparently,
Well,
I can die at the rats.
Well, I don't know if I'd say too easy, but I don't know. Does it feel weird to say you can get overpowered a little too easily?
Oh, yeah. In fact, we'll most likely be sequence breaking, going straight to the Kakariko Village dungeon once we get to the Dark World and get the Tempered Sword, at which point that's the end of boss fights being a real challenge.
Yeah. Hey, here's a question for you. So, kind of want to go back to Final Fantasy IX a little bit. What did you think about that game as a whole? Because one of the things I liked about it most was, like I said, I felt like it had a little bit of every game.
Yeah.
But it also just had tons and tons of stuff. Like, if I ever got bored of the main quest, there was chocograph hunting.
It had the absolute best side quests. You're right.
Yeah. So what did you think about that as a whole? I'm curious.
I pretty much what I said. I cherished that game. I mean, I loved the characters. I thought the plot was incredibly charming, which is something 7 and 8 totally lacked. I liked the villain. Like, I understood his motivations, basically being a thanophobe, and I don't know. It was just a really good game.
Thanophobe. What is that again?
Fear of death.
I thought it was a necrophobe.
Necrophobe would be fear of corpse. Huh? Yeah, no. Thanatos death, Necros corpse. So, pulling out my Greek there.
Oh, well, that makes damn it, there's gonna be another Infinity War. Okay, well that makes Thanos' character make more sense.
Oh yeah, the death thing.
Well, yeah, okay, all right, cool. So how does that end up working with Thanos, by the way, in the end? Is he like marry death, and like was killing half the universe an acceptable dowry? And they're like, okay, yeah, we can...
Well, if you want the real spoiler from the comics, I don't know if this is actually going to ruin the movie or not, so I'm not sure if I should say anything. It's actually Nebula. Spoiler alert! It's Nebula who kills him in the comics.
So you gotta sorry, I seem to have gone partially mentally deficient for a moment. Oh, so you're telling me that Thanos doesn't win and they don't just reverse everything in the end? I'm shocked. I'm so shocked.
Yeah, no, they hit a hard reset basically.
Oh well,
I mean, like I said, with that movie, even though it's really good, you know that not too many of those deaths are going to be permanent, because like a lot of those characters already have sequels that are being written.
I assume that. Well, as soon as they killed Black Panther, I just kind of chuckle. I was like, okay, all right.
It's like, well, yeah, they're not saying goodbye to that paycheck.
Yeah, like I said, the second they did something bold and interesting as far as the Marvel movie goes, I knew immediately it would not hold. But
yeah,
you know how
they still managed to make a very good movie. And
oh,
so I'm pleased with it.
I will say I'm not a fan of Marvel movies, but I thoroughly enjoyed Infinity War. I really, really like Thanos' character.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought it was really cool to do a fully fleshed out villain / maybe anti-hero.
Yeah, for once.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I've never found Tony Stark or Captain America particularly. I've never found any of the Avengers particularly interesting.
Well, the nice thing about the Avengers is that even if you're not a huge fan of them individually, they do manage to play off each other in a very fun way.
The interactions were good. Like, if I could not stand Star-Lord or Thor, for some reason their combination together worked.
Yeah, the like jealous boyfriend thing, that was good.
Yeah, I mean, like, together it worked, and again, to each their own. I mean, Infinity War has already made its $100 billion, so I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a commercial success. They're good.
So me not watching it twice isn't exactly gonna hurt anything.
I'll probably buy the Blu-ray.
The funny thing about DVDs and Blu-rays are, like, I realized I never watched them.
Oh, really?
I have never watched, like, one movie twice.
No kidding. I mean, have a couple movies that I, like, return to quite often. There's a couple movies on my shelf that really shouldn't be there.
Like what?
Let me look over here now. Okay, for instance, Man of Steel. Like, Man of Steel was a movie that I picked up in a bargain bin because it was cheaper to buy it at Walmart than it was to rent it. And so I watched it, I thought, an almost interesting Superman movie, and I never watched it again.
It's kind of like Tron wanting to play Duke Nukem Forever, but it's cheaper to buy it for 99 cents from GameStop than to rent it.
Yeah, Man of Steel was one of those really interesting movies, well, I use the term interesting kind of liberally here, that was way more captivating before the hero put on his cape.
Uh-huh.
So
I remember wanting to watch it. I remember wanting to watch it because it had Russell Crowe in it.
Yeah, for about 5 minutes.
Hey, that justifies it for me.
Then again, I guess South Park Russell Crowe bit.
I've only ever really watched like 5 South Park episodes.
Oh, really? There's this. I forget what the context was, but he's on this like tugboat, and he's basically going around the world getting drunk and fighting people.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I was.
And he has this like catchy little theme song.
I enjoyed South Park more in the 90s when, like, it was like shocking and whatnot to have watched it, and what else? When like they just did random garbage, like Kathy Griffith turns into a giant Godzilla monster.
Oh yeah, Mecha Kathy.
I wasn't as big a fan like when they started doing like really, really topical stuff. I mean, cool, good for them. It just wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah,
It
that's
was like,
pretty much
oh,
exclusively their humor these days.
now we're gonna do a okay. Tom Cruise is in the news, so I guess we'll do an episode over that.
Okay, I did think it was pretty hilarious when they ripped Scientology.
Oh yeah, bad example. I did enjoy that episode. I guess that was one of the 5 that I watched. That one in the Imagination.
Oh my god, the Imagination trilogy. That was probably my like last really great South Park arc or episode or series of episodes.
If you're trying to get a friend into like watching South Park, or you're trying to introduce them to it and they've never watched it, that's a good starting point.
Hey Nick, I have the bow. What the fuck am I doing?
I didn't want to ask why you're not shooting them in the eye, but
Son of a bitch.
go for the eyes, Link. Go for the eyes.
Yeah, right. Breath of the Wild, Zelda. Link! You must shoot him in the eye. That is his weakness.
You know what I couldn't stand about Breath of the Wild? Oh god, here we go, right?
Oh, controversial opinion incoming. Actually, I'm curious to hear what you have to say. Go for it.
So Breath of the Wild, well, yeah, you know what I didn't like about Breath of the Wild? Everything.
Those damn Jews that made it. No, sorry.
What got me about Breath of the Wild was Zelda sounded way too much like Ada from Turok 2. Did you ever play Turok 2?
No, I never played Turok 2, so I'm not getting the reference.
Link, you must stop Ganon by going to the 5 lighthouses and reactivating them, at which point you must collect the shotgun and defend the totem from the dinozoids.
Oh.
You didn't miss anything with Turok 2. I loved Turok 1, and by extension I thought, Turok 2.
Turok.
It's,
Sorry.
yeah, well, there goes 5% of the game's memory right there, because it was cartridge-based.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it was on 64. I mean, they did a halfway decent Resident Evil 2 port on a cartridge.
No, I had no problem with that game or Resident Evil 2 on the N64. I didn't even have a problem with Duke Nukem on the 64.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Censored
well,
as it was.
I mean, a little bit censored Duke Nukem, but...
But anyways, what I couldn't stand about Turok 2 after loving 1 was I tried playing it for 2 hours and I never got past the first stage because it's just... all the stages are just a big freaking maze.
Really?
So I spent most of the time just like looking at my map, and I'm picturing Turok there unfolding an atlas. Like,
I am Turok. For some reason, he's just Groot.
Right. Well, that's all he says is "I am Turok," and then he screams when he falls, like most men do.
Right. The larger the pit, the louder the scream. Of course.
Though, okay. Though Turok, I loved that game because of just how random it was and how much of a straight face it had. I mean, you've essentially got Native American Bruce Willis, who's out to save the world from dinosaurs, from the future taken from the past, and, and Australians. Also, they're working with aliens.
Because why the hell not?
Cyborgs and robots. And they're all led by a religious zealot called the Campaigner, who is some sort of...
There's got to be someone with a god complex thrown in there. It's not a real video game.
But from the future cyborg that wants to purify the world in his crusade for...
For something?
And the game just played this with a straight face. And then there was the iguana with machine guns taped to his back. And then there was the Triceratops rocket launchers and the guy riding on it. And
it's a Tricera launcher.
It just... I loved it. I loved it.
Oh, come on. 3 arrows wasted. Because I was a little premature there.
You flew too close to the sun and you wasted your... Wow, these guys have no sense of self-preservation.
Nope.
He's killed half of us. Stick to the plan, Phil. Stick to the plan.
Come on, Phil.
Circle up, guys. Come on. We need to break rank. Circle up.
But, sir, he's unstoppable.
Screw it. I'm going rogue.
Timing is off. There we go. Tight.
Well, you got the thing. What does the pendant do? It like proves your courage, so you can take the Master Sword, or something.
Why don't you just go get the Smashulator from Gallagher and get the sword that way?
Smashulator.
What was it called again? Why am I blanking?
Oh man, what was it called? Well, now I've gone.
The Sledge Master, the
Sledge-o-matic.
Sledge-o-matic. There we
No,
go.
the Smashinator is the Sledge-o-matic's fully upgraded form.
Which he had to purchase after that kid broke it.
Right. No, that's the level 3 version of the Sledge-o-matic. When you throw it into the fountain with the fairy, you know.
Yeah. Hey, dickhead here threw the Sledge-o-matic into a fountain.
You know how you
walks away before the fairy gives it back.
You know the level 4 sword you get in this game, right?
Oh my god, yeah, the golden sword.
Yeah, the golden sword. I'm just picturing like you throw it in the you throw the tempered sword into the into the fountain, and like Carl from Aqua Teen just appears and he's like, "Hey, yo, Link man, you throw this in my pond? This your shit? Yes? No?
Oh god.
Take your rusty piece of garbage and get out of here." All right.
Oh, well, Nick, I think having beat the first dungeon and done a little bit of, well, not a little bit, we've done a fair amount of side questing just to get a few extra hearts and kind of get ourselves ready for the bulk of the campaign.
Go into the old lady's house and blow up her side room and stole what she had hidden away in the, you know.
That we did. And you
That
know
was
what?
probably
I'm pretty proud of that.
But anyways, yeah, you thinking this is a wrap?
This might be a good place to call it. I wanna go home real quick and pay my respects to Uncle.
Well, he's not at home. He's rotting in the dungeon right.
That's right, but I figured we'd remember him the only way we can, by sleeping on this table.
All right, sounds like a plan. So,
or at least dry humping the shit out of it.
So we did one dungeon. There's 9 more to go.
I was gonna say, I think next time we should probably get about to the Master Sword, because there won't be as much side questing to do all at once.
Yeah, and in all honesty, I mean, the stream was over after the Sledge-o-matic bit. So.
Yeah, right. We could have just called it.
You weren't gonna end on, you know, any higher a note than dickhead broke the Sledge-o-matic so show silver phone.
Oh man, rest in peace, Gallagher.
All right, it's been fun. I'll catch you later.
Yep. Until next time.
Yep. All right. Bye.